Hi, and welcome to the Endo ERN HCP continuous monitoring explanation video. This is for the period 2023 to 2024, and this is coming to you from Emily White, the Evaluation Manager of Endo ERN. In this video, we're going to briefly explain what continuous monitoring is, so please skip over this if you're very familiar with the exercise. We'll also go through some suggestions for how members of your HCP can help, and most importantly, the individual instructions for this next exercise. So a bit of background, the European Commission, when the ERNs were first set up, devised a set of 18 core performance indicators that gathers data annually from all member HCPs. All of this data is gathered through various channels and is subjected to validation by Endo ERN. This allowed us to update our website and separate databases also accordingly. And if you want any detailed information on this, we have several resources at our website, also on the system this is part of, called the Amicus. So who's involved? All Endo ERN member HCPs must complete this exercise, as well as all affiliated partners. And what we gain from this exercise is a measure of impact ERNs have had in our member centers. And we can also vice versa check that HCPs complete the membership activities for Endo ERN. This is also a mandatory exercise, so it is not optional, from the European Commission. This will be completed via three main areas. We will record data based on the indicators via a survey from Endo ERN. We will also take from EREC, which is our patient registry, the patient numbers per disease area that you have seen in your center. And also we will view the totals that you report to the European Commission directly from your HCP. This exercise will take place as of January 2024. Normally, this is an annual exercise in the first quarter of the year. And the expected outcomes are as follows. We will use this data in the HCP performance system. We will make changes, of course, to the evaluation process as necessary, and we also will use this to map and showcase the ongoing efforts of all of our members. Please note that there are several changes from other years and some new features to be aware of. So thinking about who does what in your HCP, this exercise has two main steps, and they are detailed in the next instructions area. However, please note that it takes varied amount of times to gather data, so start as early as possible in January. Different people will have different roles, and in this case, the HCP main representative and substitute representative have responsibilities different to the care team. The representatives must have EU logins, as they are required to fill in the European Commission platform submission, and they are also the ones ultimately responsible to make sure that the survey from Endo ERN is completed. We've extended this year the possibility for the care team to contribute. So as always, they can provide details on the activities they're involved in, but they can also reply directly to the survey team if they wish to do so. And they should check their patient numbers as is reported in EREC. So what are the instructions for 2024? Well, step one, you must gather your center's new patient numbers for rare endocrine diseases in 2023. So this is relevant to the disease areas that you are endorsed for as an expert center. We have some various stages here that you might go through in gathering your patient numbers. So first and foremost, you should download these from the EREC. There's a manual attached at our website and also in an email to your main representative. Check these figures and make sure that they are accurate. And if you believe that they are not, then you should request your total patients per disease, ICD-10 or ORFA code from your local administration. Your local administration can provide this hopefully in a short period of time, but it may take a bit longer, so be aware of that. Using these figures, you should update your EREC. EREC reporting is now going to be open for all Endo ERN members in a slightly different way. The registry's team has made it possible that for December to January, the normal submission practice is suspended, and Endo ERN members can input totals of patients for the whole year and not just the previous month, to include any missed or not already added cases to the registry. Make sure that you have local and EREC figures matching. And then lastly, you should report these figures. These reports are slightly different in the two different systems that are described in step 2. So the HCPs must report to both Endo ERN and the European Commission this year, aka DG Sante, directly. Therefore, there are 2 reporting links that are open to respond from January 1st until February 29th, 2024. The 2 links will be looked through separately. So the first link is from Endo ERN, and this is to a survey that is more traditional that you are most likely familiar with. It is expected that 1 report is given from each HCP, and it consists of measures on clinical trials, publication activities, etc., that you will recall from previous years. We've also made it possible this year for teams to submit multiple reports that we will combine at the Endo ERN ourselves. As long as you ensure that there is no overlap in data submitted, you can select this option as you wish within the survey itself. In particular, consortia should be aware of this possibility. Please note that in a difference from other years, new patient numbers are going to be taken from EREC by Endo ERN. This is no longer a possibility within the survey itself to report. The second link is from the European Commission, aka DG Sante. 1 reporter from each HCP is able to access this platform, and this is the main representative by default. So if you want to request a change to who is going to report, you have to email us at Endo ERN. The reporter needs an EU login to enter the form, and they give details and data on 2 indicators: the report in total for new patients for 2023 in the relevant diseases, and they state if or how you use ORFA codes in your center or hospital. Quick note on the Endo ERN survey link, the indicators to be reported on are based on these objectives listed on the right-hand side and 18 specific measures. You will be asked about objectives 4 to 8 primarily, but keep in mind that there are some additional matters the survey will ask you to report on this year. This is in relation to the new grant that we have just entered. And note as well that this involves various departments in your hospital potentially. So enroll the help of people as soon as you can. Looking at a quick timeline of events, there's an instruction webinar on how to use the European Commission platform from DG Sante in December of 2023. This will be recorded and made available to all members. The exercise starts as of the 1st of January, and on the 12th of January, we will host a Q&A session for all ERN members to ask us questions or seek any advice or help. A similar session will be run on the 2nd of February, and the final submission deadline is the 29th of February 2024. Over the course of March and April, Endo ERN will validate this data, submit final figures to the Commission, and finally present our findings at the General Assembly. So we've taken some frequently asked questions from previous years and other exercises, and we want to apply the answers that are relevant for this year. So if you do not report your patient figures, what will happen? DG Sante will track in their system if you don't, and they will include it in their annual report. Endo ERN will also have to submit your figures then that have been obtained from EREC. If you have none in EREC, then this will be marked as non-compliance with a mandatory evaluation activity. If non-compliance continues, then it risks termination procedures of membership to start. Can more than one submission be made from my HCP for Endo ERN? This is, for example, if 2 departments want to respond separately. Well, this is possible now this year only if you have informed Endo ERN via our survey to expect multiple submissions. Make sure that there is no overlap of data as well. And one way to ensure this is to use the template document or form that's available at our website. If you don't choose for multiple submissions, then you can collaborate with your colleagues and gather input in a more user-friendly way, potentially. And lastly, if you need support in entering EREC or engaging with patient numbers, then join a drop-in session for support from our registries team. The link is available in this presentation and also at their website. I'd like to thank you all for your attention and wish you the very best of luck in your submissions.